My mother looked me straight in the eyes and said, "Flights are $860 each, Marissa. If you cannot afford it, then stay behind." But 2 hours later, I saw her bank activity through a shared account we used for emergencies. And what I saw made my hands shake so hard I nearly dropped my phone. My mom had bought 4 first-class tickets using my savings. Before I tell you what happened next, hit like and subscribe because this story is about how far your own family can go when they think you will never fight back. My name is Marissa, I am 28, and I grew up believing my family was close. Messy, dramatic, loud, but close. I was wrong. The truth snapped into place the moment my mom used the money excuse against me like I was some distant cousin and not her actual daughter. We were planning a family trip for my aunt's vow renewal in Hawaii. My parents, my brother Eric, and my sister Gina had all been buzzing about it for weeks. I was excited too, even though I was still recovering financially after being laid off 9 months earlier. When Mom texted me the price of the flights, $860 each, my stomach dropped. That was almost everything I had saved since getting my new job. "Mom, can I send my share in 2 parts? I get my bonus on the 20th, I asked. Her reply was instant and sharp. "No. If you cannot afford it, just stay behind." It is not my problem. It hit hard. Not because of the money, but the tone. Cold, dismissive, like I was a burden. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed, "Okay, I will let you know." But inside, something felt off. Because 2 days earlier, Mom had told me, "Do not worry. We will figure something out as a family." And now suddenly, "Stay behind." That confusion became a knot in my stomach that refused to loosen. When I got my first job at 18, Dad opened a just-in-case account. He said it was for emergencies, car issues, medical bills, anything scary that hit out of nowhere. We rarely used it, but we all still had access. And the day Mom barked about flight money, something in me told me to check it. I should not have looked. But I did. There they were. 4 charges from the airline. 4 tickets. Each one over $1,400. Total nearly $6,000. And the money had come out of my emergency savings. My emergency savings. The room around me felt like it tilted. I sat down on the edge of my bed, gripping the phone with both hands. At first I thought I misread it. So I checked again, and again. No, it was real. My mom had used my money, without asking, without telling me, and then she had the nerve to tell me I could not afford a ticket. I burst into tears before I even understood I was crying. I drove to my parents' house that evening. I rehearsed everything I wanted to say, but the moment I walked in, the familiar smell of Mom's cooking hit me and my courage disappeared. Mom was in the kitchen, humming like nothing had happened. "Mom," I said softly, "I saw the account." She did not even turn around, did not pause her cutting. Just said, And? Mom, you used my savings." Without asking. She scoffed. "Do not be dramatic, Marissa. We needed to book quickly before prices went up. I will give it back eventually." "But what about my ticket?" I asked. "Why did you tell me to stay behind?" That was when she turned. Her expression was cold enough to make me step back. "Because," she said, "you are always behind on something. Always struggling. I am tired of babysitting you through adulthood. If you wanted a ticket, you should have handled it yourself." My voice came out strangled. "With what money? You took it." She shrugged like it was nothing. Dad walked in halfway through, and instead of helping, he said, "Honey, do not cause trouble. It is just money. You will survive. Just money. My money." I felt something crack inside me. Later that night, my sister Gina called. "I heard you were upset," she said. "Upset? Mom took thousands from me and told me to stay home." Gina sighed dramatically. "She took it for us. For the family. You should be proud to help." "Proud?" I whispered. "Gina, she stole from me." "You love to exaggerate," she snapped. "Anyway, we already booked the hotel too. Do you want pictures?" We picked the rooms. I hung up. Then Eric texted. "Mom said you are being selfish. Just let it go." Then, "Also, if you are not coming, can I use your share of the rental car? Saves me money." I stared at the text with a numbness spreading through my chest. My family did not see me as family. They saw me as a wallet. A backup wallet. 3 days later, something even stranger happened. I got a call from the airline. "Hi, is this Marissa?" "Yes." "We wanted to confirm the cancellation request for your ticket." I blinked. My ticket? I never had one. The woman hesitated. "There was a ticket purchased in your name, and someone just canceled it. My blood iced. Someone bought me a ticket and canceled it without telling me. Who canceled it? I whispered. I am sorry. We can only tell you it was done through the same credit source as the other tickets. The same card. The same account. The account my parents used. I felt sick. Mom told me I could not afford it. Mom told me to stay behind. Mom used my money for 4 tickets. They bought me a ticket, then canceled it, so they could say I was not coming. My ears rang. The room turned blurry. Something was very, very wrong. The following week was one long emotional bruise. No one called me. No one checked in. Family group chat? Silent to me, except occasional passive-aggressive updates like, so excited for the beach. Packing is almost done. We upgraded to oceanfront rooms. Every message felt like a slap. I sat on my couch one night, scrolling through the charges again, trying to understand how my own mother could hurt me like this. And then something clicked in my brain. There were more charges. On different days. Not just flights. Hotel charges. Restaurant deposits. Excursions. All paid with my money. Almost $8,000 gone. I felt a cold, heavy pressure in my chest. Like someone had dropped a stone in my rib cage. They had not used my money accidentally. They had built their entire vacation on it. 3 nights before their flight, I got a message from an unknown number. Marissa, you do not know me, but you need to see what your family is doing. Meet me tomorrow. 6 p.m. Hotel Westline. Ask for room 418. My whole body went rigid. Who was this? Why did they know my name? Why did they know about my family? I typed back, "Who are you?" No reply. I waited. No reply the whole night. But the next morning, another text came. If you want the truth before they leave for Hawaii, come. Do not tell your family. My hands shook as I read it again and again. Was this real? A trap? A scam? Or something else? I sat on my bed for hours, staring at the message, debating every possible danger. But then I thought about the canceled ticket. The charges. The lies. The way Mom looked at me like I was nothing. And I knew I had to go. I had to know what was happening. At 5:45 p.m. the next day, I stood outside the Westline Hotel, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. Every instinct screamed, "Turn around, go home." But I stepped inside. The hotel was upscale. Too upscale for anything casual. The kind of place where every sound is muffled under thick carpet and expensive air conditioning. I followed the signs toward the elevators. My hand hovered over the buttons. My reflection in the metal doors was pale, eyes wide, breathing shallow. The elevator opened with a soft ding. I stepped inside. The ride to the 4th floor felt like hours. When I reached the hallway, every light felt too bright, every shadow too long. Room 418 was at the end. My palms were sweating. I lifted my hand. Knocked. Once. Twice. Silence. I swallowed hard and knocked again. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Soft, slow, controlled. The lock clicked. The door opened, just enough for a woman to stare at me from the darkness of the room. Tall. Sharp eyes. Expression unreadable. She said only one sentence. "Marissa, your family has been planning this for months." My breath caught in my throat. I froze. And before I could respond, she opened the door wider and pointed to a folder on the table. Dozens of papers. Bank statements. Screenshots. Printed messages. All with my name on them. I stepped inside. My heart hammered. My life, as I knew it, was about to break open. The woman closed the door quietly behind me and said, "You are not safe with them anymore." I felt the room spin. "What do you mean?" I managed to whisper. She slid the folder toward me. "You need to know the truth before they leave tomorrow. Everything they stole. Everything they hid. Everything they planned." I stared at the papers, my fingers trembling as I reached for them. "Your mother," she said quietly, "is not who you think she is." My pulse roared in my ears, and then someone knocked on the door. A sharp, heavy knock. The woman's expression shifted instantly. Fear. Real fear. She stepped back. "Do not open it," she whispered. The knocking grew louder. I froze. The knocking grew louder, harder, more urgent. My heart slammed against my ribs as the woman pressed a finger to her lips, signaling me to stay silent. But whoever was outside already knew someone was in the room. Another knock, this time followed by a voice. Open the door. We know she's in there. My blood turned to ice. I recognized the voice instantly. My brother. Eric. How did he find me? The woman grabbed my wrist and pulled me deeper into the room. Marissa, listen to me carefully. Do not make a sound. They must not take you with them. Take me? I whispered. To where? Why? She shoved the folder into my hands. Look, now. I opened it with shaking fingers. The first page made my stomach drop. A printed email from my mom to my aunt. We will take Marissa's share. She won't come. She never fights anything. She's useful when she's quiet. Useful. Like an object? The next page, screenshots of a group chat. Not the family one I knew. A secret one. Mom, Dad, Gina, and Eric. Messages lined the page like tiny bullets. Just drain her account. She never checks it. If she complains, tell her she's irresponsible. She can't manage money. Anyway, she's too emotional to question us. She should be grateful she's helping the family. No ticket for her. She will ruin the vibe. My throat closed. Then came the final page, an itinerary. 4 names: Mom, Dad, Gina, Eric. Under additional notes written in Mom's handwriting. Keep her distracted until we leave. No confrontation. If she shows up at the airport, tell security she's unstable. Unstable. That was their plan. They wanted to make me look insane if I tried to call them out. The knocking at the door turned into violent pounding. Eric's voice boomed through the wood. Open the door now. I backed away, my whole body shaking. How did they even find out I was here? The woman swallowed. Because I told them. I froze. What? She looked at me with something like regret. I thought if they knew you were learning the truth, they'd finally admit what they've been doing. I thought they'd face you. I didn't think they'd... Come here. A metallic click sounded from the front door. Eric was picking the lock. The woman grabbed my arm. We need to go now. There was a back exit in the room, an emergency staircase. We ran for it as the hotel door burst open behind us. Marissa! Eric shouted. Stop! I didn't look back. We flew down the stairs, the sound of footsteps chasing us. The woman shoved open the exit door and we spilled into the freezing night air. Keep running! She yelled. I sprinted across the parking lot, lungs burning, legs screaming. I didn't know where I was going, only that I needed to get away from them. A car horn blared. A black SUV cut across the driveway, my dad behind the wheel. He swerved toward me. Not fast enough to hit, just enough to block. To trap. Mom jumped out of the passenger seat, fury twisting her face. Marissa, get in the car, now. I shook my head. You stole from me. You lied. You tried to make me look crazy. Mom's voice sharpened. You owe us. After everything we've done for you. You did nothing for me. I screamed. You used me. My whole life. The woman stepped in front of me protectively. You're not taking her, Dad sneered. Who the hell are you? Someone who actually cares about her safety, she fired back. Mom rolled her eyes. Marissa, enough dramatics. You always blow things out of proportion. Just get in the car and stop embarrassing us. My hands curled into fists. You spent $8,000 of my money. And you planned to get on a plane like I didn't exist. Gina's voice floated from the car window. God, you're so sensitive. That did it. Something inside me snapped clean in half. I took a deep breath, one that felt like the first full breath of my entire life. No, I said quietly. I'm done. Mom stepped forward. Excuse me? I'm done with all of you. You don't see me as family. You see me as free money? Dad scoffed. We raised you. You owe us. No, I repeated. I don't owe you anything. They all stared at me like I had spoken in another language. And then I pulled out my phone. I've recorded everything, I lied. Every word. Every threat. Every stolen dollar. If any of you come near me again, I will take all of this to the police. Mom's jaw clenched. She realized she couldn't control this. Couldn't control me. The woman beside me whispered, Don't move. She stepped forward, hands raised. Leave her alone. She's an adult. She chooses who she trusts. And she doesn't choose you. Mom's eyes flashed with hatred so pure it chilled me. Let's go, she snapped to the others. And just like that, they got back into the SUV, slammed the doors, and sped away. No apology, no shame. Just anger that I wouldn't let them use me anymore. The parking lot fell quiet. I sank to my knees sobbing, not from fear, but from release. years of pain pouring out at once. The woman knelt beside me. "You're safe now," she said softly. "They can't hurt you anymore." "Why did you help me?" I whispered between breaths. She hesitated, then said, "Because I was once the daughter who didn't fight back. And it nearly destroyed me." I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time that night, I believed her. I wiped my eyes. "What do I do now?" She smiled gently. "Now? You start a life that's yours. Without them. You're stronger than you think." That night, I froze all access to my accounts, changed every password, filed a report, and for the first time ever, I slept peacefully. My family flew to Hawaii the next morning without me. They sent no messages, no apologies, nothing. And you know what? I was finally free. I lost a family, but I found myself,